Okay, that looks like it's working. I do have to switch up the avatars because I had them on a different thing. Where's my shiny? There we go. Yeah, check out this tracker that I found. I can move my OBS back over to its usual position so it's not as awkward to look at. There we go. So yeah, I am using the shiny dex as a hunt feature, and I have it for all three of the starters. So nice looking. It is quite cute, and I have been using shiny dex to track all my shinies. I intend to update it at some point and then post about it, but for now, we got some shinies to hatch. So I am only going to do the starters. I was doing Tauros, and Rockruff, but we got the Rockruff, so we don't need another one there. And since we only have 2 hours, we'll just focus on hatching these eggs. Let me just quickly switch over things real quick. Let's switch over to Violet. Change a couple of tags. Alright, that should be all switched. And I'll quickly... Is just going to be doing some tech stuff just for a moment. Actually, I should probably message, who is it? Because I think Shawnee wanted to watch this, it's just he couldn't because he didn't want to see the Duck Detective stuff. So I'll let him know. Alrighty. So I did these eggs in order, and I tried to get more than last time. Ah, right, I was wondering what that all was. Now I remember. So, remember how I was mentioning that I was wonder trading all those, mons? So, yeah. I wonder traded all the eggs that we hatched. And, these are the results I got. Just for those who are curious. So, all these Pokemon are from websites of different types. And you can see all of these are level 100, all of these are shiny. A bunch of them have held items, as you can also see. Yep, all these are websites. Every single one of these. You can see I got some more than others. I got some interesting ones that I wasn't expecting. But yep, all of those are fake. Here are some interesting things I ended up getting, though, I must admit. Somebody traded me a Japanese Cubfu. It seems to be a legit Cubfu. I don't know if it was a mistake that they traded this to me, but I think this is a legit Cubfu. Like, it doesn't have anything particularly interesting about it. So, I guess if you were missing a particular Urshifu, you could get one. Someone traded me this. I am not entirely sure if... I don't think it's legal. Despite the name and stuff. I think this is also another one of those mons. Simply because it has all these ribbons. So I really feel like somebody wouldn't trade something like this over to me through Wonder Trade. So how do you evolve it in Scarlet and Violet? So with Cubfu, you need to go to the marketplace and bid on 2 of the scrolls that you can get there, and that allows you to evolve the Cubfu into either one. Shiny Zweilous, I think this is a legit one. There's nothing special about it. It's just a random shiny Zweilous. This is interesting, this one, because this Sprigatito belongs to me. Somebody traded this back to me as soon as I traded it to them. So I traded one to somebody, and then when I traded another one, I ended up getting mine's back. Also, this is like got full IVs, which is pretty cool. So I'm just going to hold it over there. All these were just random ones that had all marks on them. Nothing special, just random marks. This Scrafty is kind of funny with its name. And here's the interesting one. This Rillaboom here. This is a, this is an event Rillaboom. Like, I think this is a legit one, too. And this was from the event. As you can see, it's even got the event ribbons and stuff. I don't think I picked this one up, so I guess it's mine now. But other than that, I probably will take all the items off these Pokemon and then mass release them using Pokemon Home. Because, yeah, I have no need for these. These are all, like, website-generated Pokemon, so they're not legit. And also, even if they were legit, would you really want a Pokemon that has a name like this? Anyways, let's focus on what we came here for, which was egg hatching. So first things first, I need to switch Talonflame. And let's begin. Let's head over to Levincia. I don't think there's any events that are happening at the moment. I think it's just the Metagross event. There's no other shiny events that are happening at the moment. I'll just have to keep an eye out for that. But I did go back and count how many of each of the eggs I had. So we had 44 Sprigatito, 36 Fuecoco, and 45 Quaxley. So I currently have those on pause because you can actually use a counter on the thing to count up and down. So yeah, the website I'm using actually now has an active hunt counter, which you can actually use it. I haven't finished the... Yeah, with the Academy thing, you have to do that whole thing where you had to, what was it? You needed to get the tasks done for the barbecue points. And then talk to that guy who'll give you the different things. Yeah, earn points to get points from Snackton or something like that. Egg power. Yeah, I remember that being a little tedious, and the funny thing is that I didn't bother getting any of the Pokemon because I didn't need them, really. So I had no reason to go after them. So a lot of the areas, they're just floating around, just swimming around doing nothing. I probably should have gone and caught them, but I didn't see any need. I think a big thing that turned a lot of people off on those as well was that you can't shiny hunt them or anything like that. And I'd finished the home... I think I finished the home decks for those Pokemon like ages ago, so it was just an unfortunate thing. Yeah, couldn't bother myself. That was pretty much my thoughts too. It is a bit of a shame, but I mean, all these Pokemon I think were available. I think the only people you could possibly want to get maybe is like Cubfu and maybe the horses. But I think you can't get Calyrex. I think you can't get Calyrex here, so you still have to do the DLC if you wanted the Calyrex rider for tournament purposes. So a lot of people didn't see that as, you know, necessary. And then everything else was like the birds, the dogs, the Latis. Like, there wasn't really too much in terms of things to get. At least one benefit of this counter thing is that I can tell what's what because just the Pokeballs. Hopefully we do get one shiny, at least. A part of me hopes it's Quaxley because I only need one Quaxley. And if I get the Quaxley, I can at least what's the word? At least get the full line. Because that's all I need is the last one of the line. And then I'll have the full line. Because we already hatched 2 shiny Quaxleys ages ago. It's just that the other 2 starters I don't have any of. Yeah, I thought I'd do this after the Secret Salami because when I think I was talking about the Duck Detective, Shawnee mentioned that I probably would only take like 2 to 3 hours, and we took 3 hours to beat that game. We probably could have done it a bit faster if I was smarter. I will admit I got really stumped near the ends and stuff like that. But yeah, I am surprised there was like so many different endings. Like, nothing like drastically different, but it was kind of interesting. But man, like, I know it sucked to arrest the second accomplice, or the first accomplice I should say, just by their friend's reaction. But at the same time, I mean, they were also like, you know, part of it. I probably will take a look and see what all the other endings are. It doesn't seem like it's required to pick certain endings because I have all the achievements now. But I guess, yeah. I'm wondering, yeah, that means there's multiple endings because, like, let's just say, because for those who aren't part of, I'm not going to do any spoilers thing, like, we'll just say culprit, like, the culprits, there were like 3 of them, and you could choose out of them if you choose all 3, but I think you have to choose at least 1, so that's one option, and then 1, so 2, 3, 4, it's like 4 different endings, I think? Off the top of my head. I think I'm counting these correctly. I might have missed one. Oh no, because it'd be 5 eggs each and I had 45, right? So yeah. Oh no, actually then I would be at 51. I can't maths. Unless I didn't do it right. Fortunately, I can't go back to check. We'll just say this one's 51. If I'm off by 1, it's not going to be the end of the world. And unfortunately, it's not like I wrote down where I started from beforehand. I'm just not used to pressing a little button. But yeah, also you can see what the shiny of Sprigatito is. It's a much more muted sort of shiny. Like, the eyes obviously are the big change, but I think it slightly goes a slightly minty green color compared to the bright green that it is normally. Still looks nice. It does. I think it looks a lot better once it evolves into Florigato. I actually do like Florigato out of the 3, I think. It's a mid-stage evolution that I like. I don't mind Meowscarada, but I think I prefer Florigato's design over Meowscarada just a bit. That's just, you know, personal preference. Okay, because I feel like I started at 45, but Quaxley is at 45. I don't think I had the same numbers. I had 44, so 44 plus 5 is 49. Yeah, we had the right number. Okay, good. So I haven't miscounted anything. At least I can do that real quick. Oh, I did Pokecatch twice. Oopsie. Yeah, this week has been a bit of a off week, I guess. Work has not been kind to me. Not in a bad sense, it's just that a lot of things happened that probably didn't help. Yesterday we had a bit of a situation where something got clogged. And basically it was like, if you think of it like a conveyor belt tube, like it's sending something into a truck to be taken away for gardening purposes. We'll say that. I'll do that. And unfortunately, when that clogged, the stuff that it kept going, and we didn't know that it was still going. So the thing that was clogged just kept building up and up and up, and then it popped the lid off the tube. Or the pipe, I should say, not tube. And everything spilt out, and because they didn't know it was happening for a very long time, until the next day, essentially, I think it went yesterday evening or something like that, when they came in the next day, which was the day I was working, there was a huge spillage on the floor. Guess who had to clean that up? It was me. I did have help though, but like, it was a rough day. I was exhausted by the end of it. There was about like 4 bins worth of stuff that had to be shoveled in. I guess the one positive thing though is we've been having an issue with a red belly black snake hanging around our office building. It's been gently escorted over to the woodlands, but a lot of the co-workers believe that it's probably not doing so well because it didn't move even though it was raining pretty badly the last few days. So they think it got sick eating poisoned rats because we have rat bait out to, you know, get rid of rats. So they think what happened was that it ate a poisoned rat and then it got sick from it. That's why it was just hanging around the office building, because it just couldn't move because it was so sick. Whether or not it will survive is unknown, but unfortunately we can't really do much about it because, I mean, a red belly is a really venomous snake. And you do not want to be bitten by it, so it's not like we can just touch it and stuff like that. So they had to call a snake handler in. Other than that, I think this week has been okay. I think some people had a bit of a low day yesterday, but other than that, everything seems to be fine. Though it is interesting, though, I gotta say, because I realize since Duck Detective, the second game, is coming out, we can immediately play that next week as another short game. So I haven't really decided like what I want to have as my second game. I am currently running Monster Hunter Stories, but I still need to, I guess, clean up everything in regards to Dragon Quest, because I haven't done the thumbnails for that. I finished Brothership, but I still have to release Dragon Quest. 2, 3, 15, 16, 17... Just want to double check something. 44 plus 16. Have I miscounted this? 16. Oh no, 17. Yeah. No, I am right. Okay. Return from Shenanigans. Welcome back, AJ. We finished Duck Detective just a moment ago, and now we're just going to be just chilling and doing some shiny hunting by hatching a bunch of eggs to finish up stream. Because we still have about 2 hours, and last time I was doing these egg hatchings, it basically took about 2 hours. So we won't be searching for any eggs, not eggs. We won't be searching for any shiny Pokemon outside these eggs. And it is a tedious process, but like, you know, gotta do what we gotta do. Then I'll have to get rid of all those website Pokemon because I don't want them anymore. But it was quite interesting. There was a couple of those ones where they gave you the pre-evolution of the Pokemon, and then it evolved after I traded them. Though I was surprised that the Porygon 2 was one of them that didn't evolve. It just came as a Porygon 2. I sort of expected it to evolve into Porygon Z. I don't know why I had such a hard time saying those words. Just thinking of way too many things at once. Take a quick drink. But yeah, I need to sit down and do some art at some point, but I feel like I'm behind with a lot of things. And the problem is that I don't want to take another a week off because I haven't been streaming for a little while, but I do need to get thumbnails done. A part of me is thinking I should just get a generic thumbnail done, like just one image, because I did go a little bit overboard for the Brothership one, that's why it took quite a while. If you guys haven't taken a look at that, which I can post over to the YouTube thing, I did release all the, well, uploaded, that's the word. I've uploaded all of, the episodes of Mario and Luigi Brothership, and I did unique artwork for each of them, just because I wanted to. I probably won't do the same for Dragon Quest, as much as I would like to. I don't think I have the time. So it'll be somewhat unique, but nothing too substantial. I just do want to draw something for it. But it's like 11, it was 11 episodes, I think, so quite a few. Especially to do unique artworks for. But yeah, I've been busy doing a decent amount of drawing and other stuff. Because I also drew something for Rat Scratch recently, which I posted on my Blue Sky, the image. That The Alchemist commissioned me to do for when he showed up at, over here at Oz. And I believe Connor is also coming. If you don't know who he is one of the players for the D&D campaigns that we've been doing fortnightly over on the Alchemist's channel. They are both visiting, and a couple other people are all visiting. So it's been a very busy sort of month for Crescent, to say the very least. I've got to decide how to count these properly. I keep forgetting my place of the counting. I think the biggest issue is that I should probably determine when I should count the number. Because, yeah, this looks wrong at being... But I guess I started at 4, so it should be fine. So we should end at 74 because it's 30. Yep. Okay. We're on track. Good. Yeah, I did write some stuff for the D&D journals that we do. For those who keep up with the Ravnica campaign and also in the Alchemist Hollow, I think we write journals and stuff like that. I assume people can see the journals and whatnot when they get written, but I haven't checked. I kind of wish there was a place where we could have all our journals written that more people could see them, because whilst it's not completely important to have the journals to, you know, have a knowledge on the story and whatnot of the Ravnica campaign, it does add a little bit of flavor text, I guess, to the overall arc of the thing. But I am excited to see where next session will take us, because we're sort of in that weird sort of state where things are still trying to clean up after the big issue that happened. And I mean, we still have to actually head over to the sinkhole. It's been a while since we've actually been at the main location. This was all part of the free time event still. Right, another egg. But it is going to be interesting that, I guess the other series we could possibly do now is the Ultra Moon series. Now that, Cryo has redeemed it, we will be doing the Monograss Ultra Moon. I should probably check and see what mons I can actually pick up for that, that from that Pokedex. It's a bit weird though, because whenever you look up Pokedexes for the Alola games, they all have like each of the islands separated. Let's see. Because I assume Ultra Sun and Moon have a different Pokedex in general compared to the original games? I don't know. I feel like it's not that much different, but there's like a couple of differences. Though I don't know if the differences are big enough to like, you know, say like, oh, it will make a big difference if you play the originals over there. Well, we all know one thing. We're taking Rowlet, obviously. So we have Rowlet on the team at the very least. Oh, one moment. Okay. Just somebody wanted to give me something real quick, so I just have to mute up. Just a moment. It smells like it's the peanut butter mochis that we bought. Alright, as I'm circling around, just gonna take a quick gander at the Pokedex. See what I'm working with. Because I think, at least for the first part of the game, Rowlet might be the only thing we can really use. Excuse me, child. Oh, wow. We're already at like 80 in the Pokedex and there's no other grass types. Okay, here we go. Petalil and the Cottony line, so that's 2. Leafeon counts, because I just have to find Eevee. And I don't know where we find Eevee, because it's been a while since I played these games. Flamantis, Morlul, Bonsweet, Laleep, that's a fossil. Phantump, that's a trade Evo, so I'll have to do some trading for that. Delmise, but Delmise is kind of rare. Tropius, Execute. We're probably not going to take Tropius, I mean... the ranch, there's also an Eevee egg, yeah. So the Eevee egg is from the ranch. I've just got to figure out how to evolve Eevee into Leafeon in these games, because I can't remember if they added that you could use the Leaf Stone for those games. But yeah, I mean, we'll take the Eevee, because, I mean, it's technically a grass type, or Evo. And we actually have access to Eevee, unlike when we did Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, where Eevee is just not an option. And we might have to if it's that early, because it seems that we don't get many options. Yeah, and that's it. And I mean, the only other grass type is Katana, which is an Ultra Beast. So that's way, way late in the game. And then, what, Tapu Bulu, which is a legendary, which I do not know if I'm going to use Tapu Bulu. Because I would have to catch Tapu Bulu prior, right? Whoopsie. I think I counted one too many. Let me see. 74. Yeah. Count one too many. Let me just move this back over. What grass types is before the Grand Trial? Against the first Kahuna, I think we only get Petalil and Cottony? It might be just a solo Rowlet hunt for a while. Google says Gen 8 did Leaf... Yeah. Yeah, because I know Leafeon does Grass Stone now. Leaf Stone now. So the issue would be finding a Leaf Stone in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, like, at a decently quick rate. Because I know a lot of the things are like, you have to use things are missing. Let's see. Ultra Sun and Moon. No, dude. Pokepelago? Oh, thank God, you can buy them. Coney City. Lotad is Ultra Moon. Lotad is not in the main Pokedex. I think you're thinking of Lombre in the Ultra Wormholes. So that's really far down the line as well if we go that route. Because I remember Lombre is in the wormholes, so no, Lotad is not in the actual Pokedex itself. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I think the beginning of the game's gonna be tough. I mean, Ultra Necrozma is gonna be tough as well. I think the biggest reason it's gonna be tough is just I'm not too familiar with the games. Because I haven't played. The Fire Totem will be fun. Yeah, true, that as well. If it's Ultra Moon, is it Alolan Marowak? Or is it still Salazzle? Because I remember some of the totems did get switched around. Like, it's been a hot minute since I've played the Ultra games, so I might have to do a little bit of, like, research. Yeah, you can get the fossil, so we can get Laleep. And Laleep's not too bad, like, in general. Let's see, new Pokemon to the Fostings? Oh, okay, so... Okay, Totem Pokemon. Let's see. That doesn't tell me anything. That's just how to get a totem. I don't want to get a totem. Because none of the totems are grass types except Lurantis. And Lurantis is like Ultra Sun, so I can't even get that as an actual mon to have on my team. Plus, I mean, if I really wanted Lurantis, I'll just get Lurantis. There's no reason for me to go out of my way to get a totem. The multitasking I'm doing here is pretty intriguing, to say the least. Apparently there's someone who would trade me a what is it? For a Trevenant if I can trade it, so I won't have to use another game. But yeah, Salazzle's gonna be rough being Poison Fire. And it's fast, too, so we might be a bit stumped for that particular totem. Lily will be so important. Yeah, I guess it'll give us Rock. Because we won't have Lotad, so... But also, that's the thing. Do I get Laleep? Like, how do I get Laleep in general? Because it's all fun and games, but if I don't have an easy way to get Laleep, or Laleep is post-game, there's nothing I can do about it. You can buy fossils? Ah, okay. So I just have to buy Laleep's fossil specifically. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to take a deeper dive into looking into the, what is it? The Pokedex and stuff, and where I can catch each of my Pokemon. Because, yeah. At least I don't think we have any severe weaknesses to anything until probably the Fire Trial. The Grass Trial would probably suck. But, like, The first island shouldn't be too bad. Hello, Exo. How you doing? Gonna see Bloodlines. Oh, is that like a game or is that a movie or something? We're just doing some shiny hunting. With Masuda Method after finishing our Duck Detective playthrough. People that hate those movies always go, oh, it's realistic and shows the ways people can die. Like, please tell me a single time a NASCAR tire flew out of the stadium at Mach. Only to harm a single person. You never know, those tires are sentient. But I'm gonna guess it's a racing car movie. But we're just discussing the next Monograss challenge that's been redeemed, which is Pokemon Ultra Moon. Oh, you found the lunch theft? Yeah, I did. We solved the mystery of the secret salami. But we obviously won't say spoilers because I am going to be cutting the YouTube video from there. So it's its own separate thing. But it was an interesting game to say the least. I liked its presentation and the voice acting. There was one puzzle that I just got completely stumped on. And I had to end up looking it up because I had no clue how to solve it. But other than that, we did pretty well. Apparently that's bullying, but I'll let you have that. The alligator dude creeps me out. Well, good news, he's going to be in the sequel. Yep, and he's going to be your partner. But the sequel is actually getting released in 5 days' time. Just found out today. So, now that we finished the first game, we can play a second game. Yeah, the voice acting was great. The, Why are there so many Sprigatitos? Because I am trying to shiny hunt for one. That's what we're doing, as you can tell by the counter. Been going up by numbers of 5, so I think I've miscounted here. I can always fix that by starting again. Because it's 74, 79, 84. So yeah, we should be on 89. But yeah, I am working on a living shiny form dex, and with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, there are only very few Pokemon that I actually need left to catch in the game, and one of the big ones that are sticking out are the starters. And the only way to get the starters is Masuda Method, like there's no other way to get them. Back on track. But yeah, the alligator guy definitely is definitely a creep. Which is unfortunate. We're stuck with him. But yeah, it was an interesting little game, to say the least. We finished it in 3 hours, so... And I mean, I only got it on a whim back when I first picked it up. Because I simply wanted to use up some of the money I had left over in my wallet on my Steam account, and I noticed that there was a game there that had the same pricing, and it was Duck Detective. So I ended up getting it. I did make the mistake of not realizing that I had my cursor turned off so nobody could see the little cursor while I was doing all the investigating. So that's gonna be weird. Maybe you guys could see the magnifying glass. That would have made things weird of me just like hovering over something and nothing appearing. But we'll know better for next time when we play the next game. How much time do we have here? Oh, apparently I hatched the egg. I was actually going to check how much sandwich we had left. I think we still got a ways. But don't worry, we will be hatching the other starters as well. It's just I'm doing them in order at the moment. I think I managed to get at least 2 boxes per starter. But I'm trying to remember the totems, because I'm pretty sure they got changed. I'm pretty sure Wishy-Washy's in Sun and Moon, but they changed it to Araquanid in Ultra Sun and Moon. Araquanid would be annoying to deal with because of the bug typing. So it actually would be made harder. I feel like Wishy-Washy is a little bit easier. But then again, I haven't played the Ultra games in like forever, because I only had Ultra Moon. I didn't get a chance to buy Ultra Sun until I now have both the copies now that I have the modded 3DS, and that's only just recently. Yeah, I haven't played Ultra Moon since like the game came out, I think. That's how long ago I haven't played those games. And the only reason I kind of went back to look into them was to do some shiny hunting. Just doing a quick adjustment. Oop. So yeah, I think everything else is pretty much the same, but yeah. I don't think we have to worry about our rival too much in those games, because I think he picks the Pokemon that's weaker to us. But I don't really remember Howl being that much of an issue either, just in the base games too. But yeah, haven't touched those games in ages. The teacher has Litten. Yeah, that's right. The teacher's the threat. So honestly, that might be the biggest hurdle, is just getting past the teacher. But the teacher is just a regular trainer. She's not a gym leader per se. Actually, how are we going to do level caps in that game? Because there aren't any gyms per se, it's just the Kahuna challenges. Yeah, teaches you how to use different Pokemon. Well, unfortunately we're not using different Pokemon, so there's nothing we can do about that. So yeah, I've got to figure out what to do in terms of like level caps, because I want to keep on level caps like I did for Mega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, and also do the hard mode of trying to avoid using items in battle like potions and stuff. But I need to figure out what the level cap is. Well, at least we now have the game confirmed that we're going to be playing, so I can actually take a look. And I mean, the Alolan games is going to be probably the biggest outliner of the games. It's the only game that really doesn't have any gym leaders per se. Because like the only technical gym leaders are like, what? Yeah, the Grand Trials and the Totems, right? So that might actually give us an indication of how to do things. Yeah, Island Trials and Grand Trials. So the first level cap is like level 12 because the totem is level 12. Yeah, I was right. It's a Araquanid. That's the thing they changed it to. I don't know. I liked Wishy-Washy being the totem over Araquanid. But then again, this is my bias to Wishy-Washy. I love Wishy-Washy so much. They're just a bunch of little guys. You know what I mean? I actually shiny hunted for Wishy-Washy because I liked it so much. And I actually got it. It's in my home decks at the moment. Okay, I'm just gonna eat another sandwich. see how many eggs. Okay, so... Okay, so these are the last eggs. These are 5 here. I do like Raquinid. Nothing against a Raquinid. I just preferred Wishy-Washy than a giant bug coming at me. Just the idea of a giant whale-like fish coming out at you from the water sounds a bit better. But yeah, it's like the island trials and then it's the kahunas. So I gotta double check. There's probably someone who's made a guide for that. You know what I mean? No, yeah, Marowak is the totem. Salazzle's the SOS. So we... And then, yeah, Lurantis is still Lurantis. Lurantis is gonna be a bit annoying to deal with. And then they changed the... They made it that Togedemaru's there. And then good old Mimikyu and then Komodo. Oh, and then they added, like, some extra ones. Yeah, that's not important. Yeah, it's Rabombi, I think. Rabombi will be annoying, but yeah. I think that's the last island totem and then it's the Elite Four? I guess? This is my- man, I didn't realize how rusty I was in regards to this game. Until only just now. I am stupidly rusty. I wonder if that's going to add a little bit of the challenge. Because, like, comparing that to, like, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, where I know that game almost off the back of my hand sort of thing. I am not as familiar with the Alolan games. I don't know if it's... I didn't dislike the Alolan games, it's just... I never went back to replay them because I only had one copy. Because I think the 3DS was sort of losing it. I was kind of losing my luster for that. The Ultra games are considered the hardest for challenges, yeah, because of the whole Necrozma business, isn't it? Because Necrozma is level 60 from what I double-checked. And the last trial that I think you do is with Hapu, who's at level 54. But yeah, I mean, I could theoretically, like, there's a bit of a jump there, but I could just train up to Necrozma and consider Necrozma as a challenge. But it's the grinding aspect which is the difficult part, because there's not much between, like, the trial and then Necrozma. But at least we know about Necrozma. That's the difference between all those poor souls who did a Nuzlocke and discovered the hard way that Necrozma exists. I wish that the Lusamine fight that was in SM was in the Ultra games. Yeah, but the thing is that Lusamine is not as much of a villain in these games. Because they changed the story. So, there's nothing we can do about that, because it'd be a bit weird for Lusamine to have the same fight. The case of, oh, she's actually misguided. Yeah, it was still cool. Oh, yeah. I don't know how to feel about Lusamine, honestly. I feel like they definitely did water her down compared to the Sun and Moon games. I feel like Lusamine should have just stayed stupidly evil. The problem is that because what happens to her at the end of Sun and Moon, that Lily disappears. So you don't get to interact with Lily, but in the Ultra Sun and Moon games, you get to interact with Lily. So it's a bit of a payoff. I like her version in the show. Oh, the anime? Yeah, that's probably my favorite version of Lusamine, where she's not totally evil, but golly, girl, you are stupidly incompetent in certain areas. Like, you can tell she dotes on her two children, like, to a big extent, but at the same time, she's just so ignorant about certain things. Like, woman, how can you not see that your daughter is going through, like, traumatic situation? a bit too attached. It's like a weird thing. Like, it feels like she's overcompensating. Because, I mean, how does she not know about, like, Lily's aversion to, like, touching Pokemon? Like, she's, like, terrified of Pokemon. And, I mean, it's kind of shown that Lily lives on her own with her butler in the anime. So, like, it's like a weird sense of, like, oh, she's not there for Lily and Gladion, but, like, the moment, like, she's suddenly, like, just overbearing, overcompensating mother. I mean... My fan is not working. Give me a second. Yeah, that's busted. Okay. That's a little concerning. Oh. Actually, it is so busted I can actually smell a chemical smell coming from it. Yeah, that's not a good sign. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm gonna turn that fan off. I was wondering what that strange smell was, and I'm like, that smells like burning plastic. Yeah, I think my fan's busted. Because it's not my computer. It was that smell only happened when I started, like, moving my fan a bit because I noticed the blade wasn't spinning. Don't worry, guys, it's safe. I turned it off. But I think I'm gonna have to throw this fan away. I think it's busted. Anyways, let's go back to the topic. That was just a slight interruption. But yeah, I think the thing is that the anime also gave that family a good ending. Because, yeah, Sun and Moon is definitely super unresolved. And then Ultra Sun and Moon, the ending is sort of like, eh, there's some progress, but at the same time there's not a lot of progress with their story. It feels more like Ultra Sun and Moon is kind of like the ending that is the most realistic to happen. Considering everything with Pokepelago compared to, like, in the anime where... how do you say his name? It's like Mon, right? Like, it's John with an M, so Mon, right? I'm gonna put the things up there. Faber was the worst person in the show, though. Yeah, well, actually, nah. I think he's just bad. Like, Faber is just Faber. He is the same amount of awful as he is in the games. Like, nothing different in that regard. He is not a good person, to say the least. Oops, I'm gonna get all the eggs mixed up. Gotta make sure that I get all the, Sprigatito eggs. Your boy Guzma might be a problem with his bug team. That is also another thing, too. I think that's... What is it? Yeah, this is the last 2 extra eggs. I feel like, though, the benefits of the Alolan games is that I think X and Y was when TMs were reusable, so we do have access to TMs and stuff like that. I was recently watching somebody's playthrough of, I think they were doing there's a guy on YouTube that does these things where he attempts to beat all the gym leaders with teams that are from the Elite Four to prove they're not frauds. Not the Elite Four, the Victory Road. All the Victory Road trainers were just there, so, like, to get to Victory Road you need all 8 badges, so he did a thing to see if any of them were frauds, essentially. Or if they deserved their spot up in Victory Road. It's a very interesting series. He's been currently working through that, and he just went to Hoenn. But I was watching him do his Johto playthrough, which is like, the trainers in Victory Road, your rival. That's it. And so he just did the rival 3 times over with the different starters. And he was doing Chikorita. I think Chikorita was the only one that, with the team, they could get to Victory Road, but it was very scuffed on one of the fights. like need a lot of healing items. He tries to do it without healing items. But when he was going through it, he was like sort of reminding me of just like how difficult a lot of Johto is with Chikorita, just because the game is so pushed like heavily against Chikorita. You get to, what is it? Yeah, like the gyms are annoying. Like the first two gyms are like bug and flying, and then Morty has poison types and he's ghost types. Like, you don't, and there's the ice type gym, but most of it actually is somewhat manageable with grass types due to the ground and water weaknesses. But yeah, it's heavily against Chikorita. And I guess the biggest concern might be Ho-Oh. Well, Lugia and Ho-Oh would also just suck. They're not unwinnable, but they just would suck. But that's the thing about monograss runs, is that you just gotta work around the things that you have. I mean, we did beat the entirety of Mega Ruby without having to use any heal. We didn't like wipe, that's the word. Which I will take as a accomplishment, to say the least. Like, I'm gonna put these eggs here. This is very messy, but I'm gonna just hatch these 2 eggs. But I think another issue about some of the older gens, like Gen 1 and 2, and even 4, like, you're kind of limited with what you've got in those games, and you can... people can technically redeem, like, the oldest version of those games, like Red and Blue and Gold, Silver, and Crystal, technically. Like, I'm not limiting it to just the most recent version of those games. That's why I made it that you have to ask which gen was. Like, for example, like how we could have chosen from Red, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, or Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Which, yeah, the leap between the two is definitely there. I think my biggest issue is going to be the Switch games, like Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield. Is just, as much as I'd like to play one or the other, the end-all truth is that I don't have the money to buy a whole Switch game. And they don't go on sale. At least with all the previous games that are on the 3DS, I can just, you know, I have my modded 3DS to deal with those. Alrighty, no Sprigatito this time. We'll hatch these 3 eggs here. So I think if we do, someone redeems these 2 gens, I'm just going to, okay. We are doing Fue Coco. So continue this hunt. Pause this hunt. Make main. There we go. This mon was the one I had the least amount of eggs for. But yeah, I think if anybody chooses the last 2 gens, I will just choose the game. I'll just use the game that I have, which is Sword and Shield. Sword and Violet. Because it will just be more convenient for me. But we gotta do the first one. We can talk about those gens in the future. Hello, Shawnee. Welcome back. Caught many out. We've hatched all our Sprigatito eggs, and we're up to 116 altogether, counting from the previous batch. But yeah, we're just hatching eggs today. No going out and catching any mons. So it's a bit of a slower stream, but that's totally fine. I realize this is going to be on a 9. That's alright. Yeah. We finished Duck Detective. I did get stuck on one puzzle in that game. But overall, it was an interesting little game, to say the least. I'm about to go for a walk by the river down the road. Ah, yes. You find inspiration down by the river. Though we have to organize a time for us to do some stuff. Oh, I'm fat. I want to lose weight. Understandable as well. Move these spaghettios over here. Okay. Off we go. I'll be free after a walk in a bit before 5. Got people coming over. That's understandable. Like, if you're not that free today, I'm free tomorrow, I believe. Yeah, that'd probably be better to do it then. Hey, Jonathan. Good to see ya. Sup, any shinies? Not yet. Got D&D in person tomorrow's. Ah, okay. Nice. We're just doing some Masuda Methoding at the moment, Jonathan. We hatched all our Sprigatito eggs. No luck there. We're currently on the Fuecoco eggs at the moment. We finished playing Duck Detective the Secret Salami, and we're just wrapping up the stream in the last 2 hours of just shiny hunting. Was it good, the game? I did enjoy it. Like, aesthetically, the game looks great, honestly. Presentation-wise and such. The voice acting is really, really solid. There was one puzzle in that game which I actually got completely stumped, and it was really not explained terribly well. But other than that, I think it is a pretty solid game. And the ending is... there's a couple of different endings. They're slightly changed by some of the choices you make right at the end. But yeah. I probably shouldn't have played it on detective mode. I should have probably played it on story mode. Because I ended up stumping myself a bit badly. But yeah, I probably will give the sequel a go. But you can easily get all the achievements as well. Like, one of the achievements you do have to kind of go out of your way to do it. But it's like, it's not like a secret achievement. It's just knock all of the bins over. Everything else you can do just by playing the game. Nice, I just finished the Invincible that that ends so abruptly. It had multiple endings, but all endings are poor. The game itself was decent, but was purely just walking for 6 to 8 hours. Disguise of puzzles, but no actual puzzles. I'm torn, I'll probably give it a 3 out of 5. Okay. Yeah, for me, with Duck Detective, I'd probably say, I'm probably leaning closer to like a... if I was giving it a rating out of, like, 5, probably maybe 4 or 3.5. Because, I mean, that one puzzle and near the end did stump me pretty badly. So, I probably would say 3.5 is a good, fair sort of thing. But the aesthetics of the game and just the voice acting is really good. The accessibility of just having a dyslexic text if you need it. Everything is in like really bold writing and stuff like that, so it's very hard to actually make a mistake on the writing. They make the zeros have a dot in them so you know that they're zeros instead of like O's and stuff. I'm not sure if that's because I chose the dyslexic font. I miscounted. There we go. But yeah, it is a very charming game. I had no idea it was voice acted. I thought it was going to be like Animal Crossing speech. So that's what I thought too, was going to be like text, either like no voice acting or just like a very simplistic, like maybe a phrase first. Let's see, apparently you did It's funny how that got flagged, but your first word didn't get flagged. Yeah, apparently having those words separate counts as bullying. I don't know why. Yeah. Yeah, you did swear, pretty much, which... I mean, my videos are made not for kids, but, you know, we've got to just tone it down from time to time. But, yeah, I thought it was going to be either, like, have, like, very basic noises or something like that. I didn't expect it to be, like, fully voice acted. And honestly, I think that really adds to the charm of the game. Just by the fact that, like, it is fully voice acted. Because I was not expecting the duck to have the most deepest, graveliest sort of detective voice. Like you've ever heard, sort of thing. And I think it just made it so much funnier by the fact that all the animals have all these like cutesy sort of designs, but they just... the voice acting makes them feel more real, in a way. Yeah, this is 49. And I think only one voice I didn't think was 100%. Because I would say it was more closer to like 95, just because I think some of her voice lines sounded like they were recorded on a mic that sounded a bit off or a bit scuffed. But if that's like very, very nitpicking sort of thing. Like, I did enjoy like all the voices. They did fit the characters that they were portraying, essentially. But, other than me being dumb, I think the game is probably not too hard to solve. I think near the end there was a couple of deductions and stuff that I was just like, I don't know about that. I don't know how I got there, really. And like I said, I did get all the achievements, so that's good enough for me. Alright, time to get some sun. No worries, Shawnee. We'll continue to hatch crocs. But I am excited to get back to, what was it, Monster Stories as well, because we made decent progress in, the first episode. I think the big thing was that a lot of it is, like, very prologue-y and very tutorial, and now that we've finally got out of, like, the big tutorial section of the game, I feel like we're gonna get a lot more done. Heck, we can even backtrack, though, to go get more, monsties on our team as well. Because our party is looking a bit, like, thin. I think we only have, like, what, 3 members on our team of 5? And 1 duplicate, which, you know, can't really do much with that. But yeah, I guess after the once we do the second Duck Detective game next week, I guess we'll be just doing the Ultra Moon run on Saturdays. But I'm definitely going to do a bit of research before I get into that game. Just because I just don't remember anything. The big boy, this one. Let's see. Ultra Moon... level caps. We'll use somebody's Nuzlocke rules. Yeah. Apparently a lot of people believe that the level caps are a bit wonky because of the totem Pokemons and Z-moves. Luckily we're not doing a Nuzlocke, so it's not too much of an issue. It's more I just need a basic guideline. Wow, we've already gotten like through 2 sandwiches. That's already been like an hour. Though I did play a little bit slow trying to get some stuff. The the final grand trial is like 54, but I would probably say that Necrozma counts as a level cap as well. I mean, I could try to fight Necrozma at level 54, but it's probably not going to be fun. Due to the fact that Necrozma has that, you know, nonsense of, what is it? Is it Aura? That's what it was, right? Ooh, someone's done this level cap thing. Oh, interesting. Someone just does a level cap where they don't even count the totems. It's just like, just level up to the kahunas. They only have like 5 level caps. Interesting. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to look into it, regardless. Oopsie. Okay. No multitasking. Focus on getting the rest of these eggs hatched. There's a part of me that's a little worried that I won't hatch a shiny. I feel like the odds are that we should at least hatch one, but I mean, that's how the game works. If the game knows that I want to hatch these mons, then it's gonna be like, oh yeah, I heard that you're hatching shiny Pokemon. Let me make it that you just never find them. Though I am curious to see which of the starters will get first. It's obviously not going to be Sprigatito today, so if we do get one, it'll have to be either Fuecoco or Quaxley. But it would be nice to find, like, Fuecoco. Because I think I have gotten one of those website... I think Meowscarada and Fuecoco are like the most common... Or Skeledirge, I should say. The most common genned mons that you see. You don't really see Quackquavel. But Meowscarada is definitely the most common back in the day. I think the big reason was because it was tournament usable back in the day. I don't think Meowscarada is anymore as much now with like everything that was added in the Blueberry Academy and stuff like that. But yeah, when the game was still like within the first area of just Paldea, there definitely was like a huge boost with Meowscarada just because it had Protean and what is it, Flower Trick? But yeah, its ability was definitely the thing that boosted its popularity for quite a while. I realized that if I do Violet, I get to use Meowscarada in a run. I don't think I really used Meowscarada. It's funny, I like grass types, but I don't know, I liked Quaxley a little bit more than Sprigatito. I think Sprigatito's a little boring, to be honest, in design. Compared to, like, Quaxley. But all 3 of the starters from this game are quite solid. Though I think a big reason I do definitely like Quaxley a little bit more is it definitely reminds me of Sylve from Dragon Quest XI. Quackquavel's great. It's raining. Like it's been raining for the past few days. Though apparently some place in Australia got hit by a bit of like a tropical sort of storm. Just like a high wind, high rain. Thankfully I was not at that work site for that day. So it didn't affect me whatsoever. We're already like fast approaching the 5-hour mark. Still have quite a few eggs to hatch. I might be going a little bit over time. But I want to hatch all these eggs because I need to... It's the only way I'm going to move them over. I probably won't wonder trade these eggs. Because wonder trading takes a lot of time, and I'd rather use that time to actually be getting the eggs in the first place. Holy heck, I didn't realize how many boxes I really had. I have a lot of boxes to go. My sandwich is about to run out, so I better go eat another one. Gotta hustle. Because as much as I want to hatch all the eggs, I don't want to go too long over time because I'll just be exhausted. I mean, I can already feel a little bit of my energy dissipating. That's just the unfortunate side effect of having work the previous day, especially with how heavy the work was. I think I passed out pretty much when I got home to sleep. Though it's going to be busy for the next few weeks. In regards to all the people traveling to Australia, so better save some energy. Because I know they have been organising a bunch of different events, and I know one of the things that they're going to do is they're going to go over to Melbourne. Which I'm a little bit jealous. I wished I could go, but I had work, so I couldn't really go and just casually go over to Melbourne and do stuff. It looks fun what they were doing, so I do wish they have fun as well. Fortunately, I'm going to save money and earn money. 'Tis the way of life as an adult, unfortunately. And I think the biggest reason I've recognized that is that I was thinking about some of the games I've been playing recently and realized that I bought a game that I was super excited to play, and I haven't played more than like 2 hours of that game, and I haven't had time to go back and play it. And it makes me a little upset that I was just like, I've been waiting for this game for like years. I finally have it in my hands, and I haven't touched it, and I haven't even played it. And also I've been, I had to go back to do some stream avatar stuff too, because somebody redeemed it. So I had to get back to doing that because I hadn't done a batch of avatars in a while. And I would say it's almost done. I have like one more I have to put in, and then the rest of it has to be actually like slightly adjust some color palettes. That's kind of the most time-consuming part, I would say. Is just like making sure the palettes are correct. Or slightly adjusting them, because Mystery Dungeon does have a tendency where they'll have certain Pokemon have like a lot of the same things being the same color, just to save on color spacage. Because they can't just be like putting all these different colors and stuff like that when they had a limited sort of palette. So that's definitely made some Pokemon a lot harder to make shiny than others. And also some shinies have like 2 areas go 2 drastically different colors, even if they're the same color in like in the regular form. That guy's been stuck with that phone call for a very long time as I'm spinning around in circles. Yeah, I don't think I can think of really anything that's... I'm trying to think of like if there's anything interesting that's happened during my week, but I'm like, nah, it just worked. Honestly, it's kind of better when nothing interesting happens, because it means things are progressing normally and there's no natural disaster or anything like that. I mean, besides like that car accident that happened, which I think I mentioned on the Monday stream, I don't think anything happened. And then the only other thing I can think of is like too personal to be posting and like talking about on stream. Don't worry, it's nothing negative though, at the very least. It is a positive thing. Just, you know, it's too personal to be just like blabbing. Which honestly some people really have to learn about. There's some things you just really shouldn't share. Blah. I'm actually kind of surprised how many Fue Cocoa eggs I seem to have. I think I made like 3 boxes of Fue Cocoa eggs compared to Sprigatito. Well, I mean, if it has a higher chance of getting the other 2 mons, I mean, it's not too bad. But yeah, I have also been thinking that if I do another one of these type of hunts, I might do it where it's going to be streaming both here and YouTube. Just as a test run, because I think, who was it, Crescent was suggesting I do that, and I think these games would be good, like me shiny hunting or just doing Dynamax Adventures would be a good way to do some shiny hunting. Though there is something that is happening, so you guys can see how I have the shiny dex as the thing that's doing the tracking for these Pokemon. I believe they're doing a Maydar event, which is that they're going to do it that people have to use the Poke Radar to try and catch shinies at a certain period of time. And I thought about it and I was like, huh, I wonder what Pokemons I could possibly catch. The problem is like, I'm hot garbage with the Poke Radar. And I think the only games I could really benefit from using the radar in is like X and Y. I think those are the only games that I have the Poke Radar in. Besides like Gen 4. And there's nothing I really need in Gen 4 that can't be gotten elsewhere. I mean, maybe Glameow, I guess. I could finally get the Glameow that I'm missing. But like, the only other thing is like, I need, what, Infernape or something like that is my only shiny. Yeah, it's like Infernape, Glameow, and Munchlax are the only like Gen 4 mons I need. And then Swampert, and then it's just legendaries. Okay, I've definitely miscounted that, so I need to change that. I might make it that we'll only hatch... Let me see how many Fue Cocoa eggs we have, and then I'll just hatch those. Because I don't think we're going to finish in time. Let's take a look. Also, I need to make that 7. Let me just hatch these 2 eggs, and then we'll check how many eggs we have left. I kind of wish that it didn't open up the Pokédex every single time I hatched an egg. I feel like that's a bit of wasted effort. Like, I know what this Pokemon is. I've hatched it before. But I guess it's for when you, like, catch Pokemon out in the wild. Alright, let's take a look-see. Because that's all Fue... Oh no, wait. I don't have many Fue Cocoa eggs. Oh, I have a ton of Quaxley eggs. Holy heck, I didn't even realize how many Quaxley eggs I have. It's intriguing, to say the least. I think we'll easily get the Fue Cocoa eggs done. I just didn't realize how much Quaxley eggs I have. Thing is, I probably should hatch them. Ah, yeah. I think we'll go over time. As much as like mentally, I don't know if I can, but I should. I should get them all done. Besides, I'm gonna have to do this again as well. Though I wonder if I should do some Sword and Shield ones as well. Because there are a lot of Sword and Shield mods that I need to collect. I think that's the game I've shiny hunted the least in. Like, I've done a couple of Masuda methods in those games, but... Dynamax Adventure is sort of like... It's good to catch certain legendaries, it's probably faster than resetting. But you don't get through as many checks as you guys probably remember me doing the Lunala hunt where we got to like 98 or 99 Dynamax Adventure runs of it before we eventually found one. And a lot of those runs did fail, like we didn't get to actually see Lunala. It was 98 times we rolled for Lunala. So I'm wondering if I should do some Ultra Moon hunts on the side. Because I am missing a lot of the Ultra Beasts. Those are probably the easiest ones to hunt in those games. Just because you can get a lot of them if you fail them. It's not just a one and done. But the problem is my last time I did hunt for the wormhole mons, it was very rough to say the least. Or it was very tedious. I did not check. Yeah. I remember there's an issue. There's a wild crustal. I realize there's been a lot of Pokemon just popping up and I just haven't had the time to like actually go for the catch. Press the button please, thank you. But I did see they were talking about the Switch 2 as well, about, was it how some of the old Switch 1 games are going to be updated in regards to the Switch 2? I think Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are going to get a an update in graphics, which, I mean, they really need it. Surprisingly, Legends Arceus is not getting any sort of update due to it. And I was like, huh, that's kind of odd. I mean, it might run better just normally, but there wasn't any, like, major updates that game was getting. Which I find a little bit of a shame, just because, you know, the Legends Arceus games are really good for shiny hunting. I think the only downside is just like, if you need specific mons, it's a little hard to do. Just because the game tends to throw mons from all different locations if you are just like looking around an entire map. But it's definitely going to be one of those games I have to go back to anyways. Because there are 3 sort of groups of mons I need. I still need 1 more Zorua. I need the Sneasel line of the Hisuian one, and I need Unown. Because technically I can hunt for Unown in these newer games, like in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, but the problem is with Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl is this shiny charm doesn't work in those games, which is one of their biggest sins. It's why I didn't really complete the Pokédex in that game for the longest time, because I just couldn't be bothered. Because the shiny charm, you don't even get the shiny charm from completing the, I think, the main Pokédex. I think you need to complete the National Dex. And it is tedious to complete the National Dex in the old game. Okay, okay, just 2 more here. That's all the Fue Cocoa eggs left. And 1 Quaxley egg. Thing is, I could also technically Masuda Method Zorua and Hisuian Sneasel here in this game. It's just Unown I can't. I don't think you can't breed Unown. And even if I could, like, it'd be really tedious anyways due to the fact that I need to find all the letters. I have been thinking about just doing some RNG manipulation for the Unowns because of just how tedious it's going to be, but even that's a bit of a tedious process because you need to, like, figure out which of the letters, which timing, because the letters are also affected by the frames and stuff like that. But I think I attempted it once or something like that, and I ended up with two of the same shape letter, and 1 different one. So it was going to be a very long and slightly boring process, especially with Gen 4 RNG manipulating. It's not as easy as, like, say, Black and White. Gen 5's RNG manip is probably the easiest one to do, especially for hatching eggs. Because you only have to, like, hit 1 frame when entering the game. Unlike with Gen 4, where you gotta hit the trigger twice. So if you fail either one of those triggers, you just miss the manip. And the problem is you can't really tell where you missed the manip. Okay, I think that's all the Fue Cocoa's done. Yep. So we can pause this hunt. Move over to Quaxley. There we go. Alrighty. Let's see if we can get that shiny Quaxley. Grab all these. Move these over. It's looking a little grim, I won't lie, but hopefully there's still a chance. Oh, we've got about 10 minutes. I doubt we'll hatch them all in 10 minutes, but I might also, if I run out of the sandwich, which I will in 12 minutes. Oh, actually, that's perfect. It's exactly when it'll be around the 5-hour mark when that sandwich is over. So once it's over, I'll just go and eat I think you can eat a churro that will give you that egg boost. But I guess having egg boost too will be a bit faster. At least we'll know when that effect runs out around just by looking at the OBS timer. Ooh, feel a yawn coming up. Start 46. Okay, so 51 will be the number here. Oopsie, hit the B button too many times. Doop, 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 doop. I have to do it this way, unfortunately. Slightly distracted, I won't lie, because I'm taking a look at something real quick. There you go. Go on, Quaxley, you gotta do it for us. You've gotta give us a shiny. I mean, especially since we played Duck Detective just today. It'd be quite a coincidence if we managed to get a shiny duck. I feel like if we managed to get a Quaxley, we'd have to call it Eugene, right? Though it would be funny if we got a female one, then that sort of ruins the joke, doesn't it? let's take a look. Yeah, I don't think we'll have enough time to get all these eggs done. What I might do is hatch these eggs as well as the eggs that are left over from that other box. And we'll leave the 2 remaining boxes for next time. Because we're almost at the 5-hour mark, and I think it'll be a good way to wrap up. As we spin around in Levincia as usual. I realized something, that the walking animations of the characters in this game are so weird. Like, nobody bends their elbows like that and keeps the rest of their arms straight. I was wondering what was, like, bothering me about that. I was like, something's off about that. I was like, oh, wait, never mind. It's the... that didn't count, did it? Let me do that. Look at that. There we go. Okay. 3, it was 6, yes, this is the right number. Stretch because my legs are feeling stiff. Kinda wish I had a better chair. I feel like my chair's not that great anymore. Need one of those, what's it, those chairs? Ergonomic chairs or something? But I guess, yeah, everybody's gotta stretch for once in a while. Alright. Almost done. Because I think the other box only had maybe 2 more batches, I would say. So we should be done soon. I feel like I could take the world's longest nap. I shouldn't nap. If I nap, then I'll just not be able to sleep tonight. Curse my inability to sleep at a good amount of sleep. Well, I guess one thing I will say is, like, I do like this tracker that I'm using. The Shiny Dex tracker is really nice. Simplistic, but it works well. So I think I will be using it for any of these type of hunts where I'm only hunting for an individual Pokemon. Probably not for when I do shiny sandwiches. Because, I mean, how the heck do I track a shiny sandwich Pokemon? Alrighty, let's see how many we have left. If I skip these 2 boxes... Oh! Exactly 2 batches. Perfect. Oopsie. I don't know why I pressed the B button there. Assume my sand. Oh no, my sandwich technically isn't over, but I don't think I'm going to eat another thing. It'd be a waste for only like 2 more batches of eggs. Only 10 more to go, and then that will be it for stream today. It's so weird that if you're at a certain angle, it just goes so light. A scam, hello, how are you? Hello there, Fox. We're a little low on energy at the moment, but we finished Duck Detective: The Secret Salami. A game full of blackmail, but hope you are doing well. And we just did a little bit of egg hatching, just to finish up the end of stream. But it's not looking too promising with these eggs, unfortunately. We didn't get anything from Sprigatito, nor did we get anything from Fuecoco. So we're hatching 10 more eggs of the Quaxley line, and then we'll be wrapping up stream very soon. Because we've been here for about 5 hours. And I don't want to go too long over time because I haven't eaten since breakfast. So I'm getting a bit hungry. Did myself just finished moving out, still gotta clean my old apartment. Yeah, I guess you gotta do that sort of thing for whoever's next in line for your apartment. I know my sister's moving out as well of their apartment. Not eaten, not you too, Fiat. Well, I have eaten. I ate 2 little pieces of mochi, but yeah, unfortunately to have a time where people can actually watch my streams, it is during it does go over my lunchtime. Usually I eat a decently big breakfast to compensate for that. But also just like staring at a screen for 5 hours does wear you down as well. I'm not to a point where I'm like starving, I would say. Just like, oh, I could really eat. It's just the price we have to pay slightly for streaming at these times. Because if I stream after lunch, then a lot of people tend to not be there. Due to the fact it's quite late. I need 1 more there. And usually I have a snack next to me, and as well as a cup of tea, which helps fill me up a bit. Snackaroon too, yum. Well, the tea has gone very cold. Thankfully I didn't have to speak too much this today, because the Duck Detective game was fully voice acted, which I was very shocked by. I was not expecting it to be fully voice acted, and it truly was, which made it very charming of a game. And we will probably be playing the sequel next week, because the sequel comes out in 5 days. Do you think tea needs caffeine or nah? I mean, depends on the tea, isn't it? I don't think most teas have caffeine in it. Depends on the ingredients, right? I'm not gonna add caffeine to most of my drinks. But I did have a little bit of coffee this morning. Just a smidge of it though. Because I don't really like the strong taste of coffee, so I just add a little bit to some Milo. That's what I usually do. Yeah, it's in this one specific location that hair's a bit big. Yeah, I'm wondering if people drink tea for caffeine, since I know people drink coffee for caffeine unless they like the bitter taste. Well, no, I don't really drink tea for the caffeine. I just drink it because it fills me up and I like the taste of tea. It's a good thing to just tide you over and get some liquids into you, because I mean, tea is mostly water. So it keeps you hydrated. Alright, last egg for today. Because we still have 2 more boxes, but we're already at the 5-hour mark, so we'll make this the last egg. Alrighty, time to see if we got a shiny. Nope, not today. Oh well, you win some, you lose some. We did get 1 shiny last time, but we still have, like, as you can see here, 2 more boxes of eggs to go through. So, probably next week after the second Duck Detective game, we will do the same thing where we will hatch more shiny eggs. I'll probably get more eggs from Fuecoco and Sprigatito as well. But after that, I guess, once we finish the 2 Duck Detective games, we will be moving on to our Monograss Ultra Moon Run, which was redeemed today. So that is something to look forward to. Anyways, I better save the game. Because Cryo just redeemed that game, so I am looking forward to it. Hope I can catch the Duck Detective. Yeah. Make sure you do check out the first game as well. It's a short game. I mean, you can also play it yourself if you are interested. It is on Steam. It's a short, simple game. Took me about 3 hours to fully complete it and get all the achievements, because, I mean, only one achievement is going out of your way to do something to get that achievement. All the other achievements are pretty much story-based. But, yeah. I think we will call it there for today. I assume Crescent is still... Nope, they finished stream as well. Yep, it looks like it's time for me to close it. Never heard of it, but it sounds like it could be fun. It is a fun little game. I only got it on a whim, but I definitely enjoyed it, for sure. And the sequel is coming out in 5 days, so that is also something to look forward to. But it will be at the same time next week, which will be 9:30 AM Aussie time. So I hope I can catch you then, Fox. But I guess there's no D&D tomorrow. So Monday, 9:30 AM, we are going to be continuing Monster Hunter Stories. And making more progress in the story mode of that game. So, until next time, take care everybody.